This video is a ceramic coating maintenance wash. So in this video I just wanted to demonstrate and educate you on how to maintain your ceramic coating in the winter. I've recently changed my thinking on maintaining the coating. I like the no rinse. Optimum no rinse, and then there's Opticoat no rinse. The Opticoat no rinse is yellow. It's designed for the coatings. It's more like a decontamination as well as protection type product. It's a little bit more expensive. It's a little bit better. Well, it's actually a lot slicker. It feels like almost has like a film to it. As I've been noticing, especially with a darker color vehicle and the salt, I do like the no rinse for the warm months, but when it comes to the crap ton of salt that they use in Pennsylvania, it gets into the cracks, and sometimes the no rinse doesn't get in there, and then you leave it behind, or the salt gets in the door jams. The reason I changed my thinking on using a soap in the winter time is because I want to prevent the buildup of minerals or salt or the contamination that happens in the winter. Now, some people use a no rinse in the winter and soap in the summer. I don't really understand. A no rinse is easier in the sun. You don't have to worry about anything drying. You're not going to get water spots from the no rinse. But if you use a garden hose at your house in the summer and use a soap, it's going to dry on there. You're going to have definitely some issues. So I like to use Optimum's M Wash. We sell these products. So I'm going to encourage you to go ahead and use a garden hose in the winter if you're going to wash at home, or maybe the self-serve wash bay at the car wash. I typically say, please do not use a garden hose to wash your car at home. There's so many chemicals in the water around here. If you could see the damage that this water around here does to my pressure washer and all the internal parts, it's ridiculous. It looks like it's 15 years old inside there. The rust and stuff that forms from all the calcium and iron, whatever's in this water, rusts the crap out of internal components of my pressure washer. But anyway, in the wintertime, if you're going to wash in your garage or outside, it's cold, you're really not going to have to worry about anything drying on the surface, which is kind of fantastic. You have to put your hand in some cold water, or even if you make it hot, your hands are still going to get cold. It is a big pain in the butt if you don't have a heated wash bay, or really any kind of wash bay like I do. So what I'm trying to say is use a decontamination soap, which is what M-Wash is. M-Wash, it removes contamination. It's also going to prevent it, which is kind of fighting the battle against the salt. Not only that, but it's getting it out of the door jamb cracks and all the tight spaces that during the summer, what do you get? You splash in a puddle, it rains, you don't get that heavy white film of salt. So and you maybe give it a little bit more thorough of a rinse. If you don't have, so in the summertime, the spring, summer, it's nice out. I'm going to discourage you, please do not use a garden hose. If you can go to the self-serve, use their stuff. Theirs it removes chemicals from the water, so you won't get water spots. At least it won't stain. You'll still get spots, but it won't stain. Pre-rinse. Mix up your O&R 256-1, dunk an empty bottle in there, you've got your pre-rinse. And then you just go around and pre-spray the car with the stuff. Soak it on pretty good. Even if it dries, it's not going to be stains. It won't leave stained water spots. But it helps to break down the dirt before you get there. That's your pre-rinse, as opposed to using a garden hose. In the winter, you're going to wash outside, doesn't quite matter as much. Use your garden hose. It's not going to dry on there. And using the M-Wash is just going to help to decontaminate. The better you take care of your ceramic coating, the better it's going to perform. Because this thing is built for the long haul. I mean, these coatings, especially the coating I have on here, it's our 4-layer lifetime coating. It's going to be on here long after the car no longer runs. It's designed to just last and last and last for many, many years. So it's a really good idea to go ahead and take proper care to it. Anyway, so let's get to we're obviously doing the wheels. Everything on this car has been coated. Wheels, headlights, glass, of course the paint. These wheels are extremely easy to clean. Most people aren't going to have a foamer like I'm using, but that's okay. You don't have to use foam. It's just, for me, it's quicker. And also use less product, and it dwells on longer. You know, you spray liquid on there, it runs off immediately. The foam really clings, so it saves time, product, and it stays put. If you don't have a foamer, that's okay. Just spray it on there. I like to use a really kind of fluffy microfiber towel. There's other methods you can use to agitate the dirt. Coated wheels are so easy to clean. I just can't get over how easy it is to clean a coated wheel. You can move faster. You don't have to be as picky about it. A lot of the dirt rinses off. You can also pre-spray your wheels with your O&R to start the dirt emulsification breakdown process. And you know, go ahead and use garden hose on your wheels and tires. Not a big deal. Just follow it with a drying. Just wipe your towels dry. Once again, anytime you drying the surface of your vehicle, put O&R on it. You could spray a little bit on the towel, spray the wheels, wipe them down. It also helps dry. You could also use a sealant, some sort of coating sealant. This is like a drying aid, or an instant detailer is a drying aid. Anything to put a barrier between the surface of what you're drying and the towel, just to give a little bit of protection. And you know, honestly, whether it's spring, summer, winter, unless you're super duper worried about wheel wells or even your tires. The reason I clean them is because I'm already there with the wheels, so I just go ahead and clean them. The reality is you don't have to clean your wheel wells or your tires, you know, your sidewall. No one's ever, I've never heard anyone say, I can't get my sidewalls clean. I just can't sleep at night. My tires are so dirty, I don't know what to do. I've never had anybody do that. We just do it because they're there, and obviously we're going to protect the tires so we want to get the dirt off. But from day-to-day living, to make your life a little bit easier, if you don't clean your wheel wells and your tire sidewalls every single time you wash your car, it's not that big of a deal. But you're worried about your paint, all your coated surfaces, all the exterior surfaces, and your wheel faces. The barrels, it's not a big deal if you don't clean them. Just try to make it easier. Clean the easy parts if you don't have access to it. Garden hose is obviously or some sort of pressure washer is going to be the easiest way to clean your wheel wells. You rarely even have to scrub under there. You can spray your stuff. But anyway, so now we're going to the Decon wash with M-Wash. It's Opticoat soap. It's the only soap I really trust. I use other car wash soaps from Optimum, but this is just like the O&R. It has emulsification, encapsulation to prevent scratches. This wash sponge is the best wash sponge I've ever used. It can be used with a no rinse. It could also be used with soap. And the same rules apply here when you're using a soap. And I really still do love washing with soap, even though I don't do it very often. This sponge is safe. It picks up the dirt, holds it inside of itself. And you're not scrubbing. You never want to scrub your coated or even non-coated car. You're kind of wiping it on, applying it on. Once in a while I'll go back to the same area because I can see that I missed the spot. You know, you leave those zigzag patterns. So you don't want to scrub back and forth like some of these. I don't understand why someone with a coated car, they spend thousands of coated car and they snow foam the thing, which, and I'm not opposed to putting. A lot of times I do foam my M-Wash. I have air foamers. I like air foamers. I stick the soap in there. I give it a nice foam wash. You know, I soap it down real good. I don't understand someone who covers it in so much foam that you can't even tell what kind of vehicle it is, or barely even tell it's a car. It's just unnecessary every time. The only reason I suggest in the winter, because it's easier, it gets in all the cracks, and it helps to prevent the contaminants from building up. But every time, there's no point. A coating is so easy to clean, and even using this soap. The soap, when you have contaminated paint, it takes forever to rinse soap off. It's amazing how much quicker it is to rinse this soap off because the water just wants to fly right off along with the soap. So anyway, when you are putting on the soap, you're kind of thinking of just the same way as the no rinse. You're applying the soap. You're not scrubbing anything clean. The sponge is doing the work. The soap just helps the sponge do the work. And then you rinse that all down. And then you see under there where I just did my tag, I didn't drag the sponge across because I couldn't really get in there all that well. So I kind of dabbed it, especially back here where everything gathers. And obviously I did do a pre-rinse on this to help knock the loose dirt off. But I don't want to scrub that dirt in. And honestly, it's not a big deal. This top to bottom washing, this is the safest method. It's safer than the dumb 2-bucket method, the 10-bucket method, the 52-bucket. That's not a safe method. This is the safest. Single bucket, sponge, an emulsification soap, and encapsulating soap, a decon soap, pulling the contaminants out. This process is by far the safest. And then having a coating, it's even safer because it's less likely to scratch because the dirt is subject to the self-cleaning properties of the coating. So this is it's such an easy method. It might be annoying for you to wash your car out in the cold. I don't like washing outside, and I refuse to do it if I can at all help it. But you can just what I'm doing here is washing the car as I go, and I don't necessarily do a top to bottom. I've never seen more scratches on the lower half of my car than the upper. Or I've never seen any issue from kind of cleaning the car this way. It's just unnatural to wash the top half and then come back to the bottom. I don't like going around the car 18 times, even if it's my own. That's weird. It's annoying. You just wash the panel as you go. It's not going to scratch. The pre-rinse, the soap is doing its job. If you want to go even crazier, foam it so get yourself a foamer. You can foam the soap, mix whatever dilution ratio it is, 1/2 ounce per gallon. That's the other great thing about Optimum products, 1/2 ounce per gallon, 256-to-1 dilution even for this soap, and that's 1/2 ounce per gallon. I've got 2 ounces in 4 gallons of water. Look how soapy this stuff is. This soap has just such a slimy film to it. It just feels like a heavy lubricated type of soap. I just like it. It smells like grapes. It's a really good soap. I don't use it in my everyday washing because it's a little too expensive for that, but when it comes to coatings, this is what I save it for. They're paired together, Optimum stuff. I'm not trying to push a product line. I'm just telling you what I use. And we sell this stuff in wash kits because I don't want to sell a coating, but I don't have the tools and products to sell you that you can now maintain your coating, rather than just say, all right, well, go figure something out. I mean, you don't have to buy this stuff from me, but I do strongly recommend that you use the Opticoat line of maintenance products on your coating because they just work so well together. And a 1/2 ounce per gallon, you may spend $25-$30 for a quart or a pint. I think it is 16 ounces and it's like $25, but it's a 1/2 ounce per gallon. So cost per use is not that expensive. But I wanted to be able to offer you the tools to take care of your coating. You're going to spend all this money on your coating and then you don't know what tools to use. That's the most frustrating thing. I have heard stories, guys come back in after if I coat their vehicle. Hey, I've got water spots. My truck was dirty. I didn't have time to wash it properly. So I took my garden hose and I rinsed it down real quick and then drove 80 miles an hour down the street. But on my fender and hood, water spots, because the engine was hot. It basically cooked the water almost instantly, and now all the chemicals are left behind. Please never rinse your car with a garden hose and then drive it. And then maybe even, and on top of that, never rinse your car with a garden hose and then take your drying towel and just dry off the water because you don't want water spots. You will scratch the crap out of your coating because it's rubbing that dirt in with nothing. If you can't get to doing it yourself and you can't get it to me, don't do anything to it. Don't go to the automatic, whether touchless or the beat the crap out of your car cycle, as in the high friction contact car wash. Do not go to the car wash. Yes, it will get your car clean to some extent, but it's way too harsh. This method is safe because it's not harsh. It's not friction. We're not scrubbing. We're not pushing enough pressure to hold that sponge to the paint. That's why this is an effective, safe method. You go to the car wash, they either use high pressure, which is not a big deal, but they use some sort of diluted acid. And then if you go to the one that has the brushes, it's too aggressive. You're basically putting, imagine your grandmother left you this amazing, expensive vase, and you put it up as decoration. Oh, it's got some dirt on it. It's old. It's 120 years old. You know what? Let me run that thing through the dishwasher. Oh, it'll get it clean, but it's way too hard. You would hand wash that thing because it's too delicate of a car is the same way. It may look rugged. It may look scratch resistant. It may look amazing. It may even be ceramic coated. It's way too delicate of a surface to run through an acid car wash. So if you can't hand wash it, you can't bring it to us, don't do anything to it until you can. Make it a priority to wash this thing if you want to keep it in any kind of decent shape. How often should you wash your car? At least once a month, if not twice. Once is a good minimum. You go longer than that, dirt starts to build up. It'll still be easy to clean. For me, it's about my car being clean all the time rather than only every once in a while when I have time to do it. If I don't have time to clean my car, I don't have time to drive my car. That's just the way I see it. Plus, I need to set some sort of standard example. I mean, I'm a detailer, so my car better be clean. Yours, yeah, if you go longer than a month, that's fine. It's $20 to wash your car here. It's not that much more than the automatic. It's not as convenient, I get it. You might have to make an appointment, and you do, but it's $20. If you did it inside and outside, and your vehicle's coated, and you want to get on our maintenance program, 2 cleanings a month at $75, and you get 2 cleanings. If you just want it to be washed, it's $20. I mean, you can't beat that. I try to make the prices affordable, and keep someone busy here, that I can keep someone employed and free me up a little bit. But I wanted to make the price enticing so that you bring your car in and get it clean. That's the whole point. So anyway, this video is just trying to educate you as much as possible on maintaining your ceramic coating, specifically in the winter months or even the fall. So obviously the car is washed now. We rinsed it. Now there's just water on the surface. So I don't like to dry when there's just water. I always like there to be something on there, as in a no rinse, a rinseless, a barrier. It's going to put a barrier between the surface and my towel. So what I'm doing now is I've got ONR. It's diluted 256. Actually, this is 64:1 because it's clay lube dilution. So 2 ounces per gallon, I think it is, which is okay. It's okay to have a little bit stronger. That's probably a little bit better. A little bit more lubrication, protective properties. So I'm spraying the entire car down. And this is how you would do your pre-rinse. Let's say we didn't wash it right now. We're doing the pre-rinse. If you don't have in the summer especially, as soon as that water hits the paint, it's going to start drying. So cook on there, and you're going to get water spots. So anyway, spray the ONR on there. That way there's a barrier. Then I take my towel. It also helps to dry it a little bit quicker. Then I take my drying towel. Chances are, if you have a coating, you need more than one towel. There's just a lot of water beads sitting on the surface, and those towels just suck it up. And depending on the towel you have, you probably need a second one. Plus, what if you drop one on the ground? Do not pick it up, put it on that car. You're gonna have to wash it. Grab your spare. If you have a shop vac and it has an exhaust port, switch your hose to the exhaust, and you can actually blow some of the water off to help save your towels. But anyway, so now we're going to dry this off. And a coating is also, it's easy to dry too. The great thing about Opticoat coatings, they really don't sheet water. It's very, very beady, which is what I like. So this is an extremely easy method. The video is going to be over here pretty soon. I mean, this is simple. I think it took me total of, I stopped a bunch of times. I mean, this is like it took me 20 minutes, I think, give or take, from start to finish. And yeah, I'm going to move a little bit faster because I have a pressure washer, which saves a ton of time. The foamer saved a ton of time. Having everything set up ready to go saves a ton of time. So yeah, you know, if you have to drag everything out, set it up, it's going to add, it just depends. I mean, not everybody's like me. Some people, you want to take 3 hours to wash your car, and that's fine. I'm not a 3-hour wash. I want to be finished from start to finish, inside and out, in about an hour. Takes any longer than that, I waited too long to clean it. Or I hauled really dirty people, and it's their fault. So once the car is dry, what I didn't show is what I did to how I dried the wheels off and the tires. I've got a Metro Vac 30-foot hose, like 500 CFM, and I just blew the water off the tire. Blowing the water off the wheels is better because then you're not contacting the surface at all, so there's no chance of friction or anything like that. Now, it's going to be a different video where I talk about the difference between our 4-layer lifetime coating and our 2-layer coating, 2-layer 7-year coating. But really the biggest difference, without going into too much detail, is this coating is much thicker, adds much more depth of gloss. It's a lot more chemical resistant. So the chemical resistance is really, you can't compare it to the 2-layer coating. It's so much more chemically resistant. Because it's thicker, it's harder. Anyway, I had fun making this video. Didn't have much going on the day I filmed it, which is kind of nice. But I thought, you know, this is a new method. I kind of came to the conclusion, and I wanted to just put it out there. I don't like to give suggestions anymore. Maybe I'm cynical. This is how you need to maintain your coating in the wintertime. A Decon soap, a couple of drying towels, wheel cleaner. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and keep watching for more videos. Thanks.